Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome into another episode of the Full Send Have Mast podcast. Tonight, special edition podcast. We're going to be doing a full report card segment. We're going to grade every full-time Cup Series driver this season based upon team, results, stats, equipment, the type of season they had, expectation to reality. We're going to go through all 36 of them tonight and maybe have some fun choice things to say. Maybe you don't like the report card we give you, but this is the true, honest facts from the best YouTube channel there is. Also got a little bit of news to cover, and then we'll preview this weekend's F1 race at Las Vegas as we got 3 rounds remaining in the World Championship. But tonight, Tom's here with us. How are you doing, Tom?
Hi. I'm here. I made it.
I feel that. I was writing down all these driver grades over the last couple days and trying to come up with some good talking points. I'm excited to get into it. I think there's some people that need to get some shade thrown at them a little bit here tonight. So it should be
Yes.
First off, let's talk about a little bit of news. Ryan Hunter-Reay is confirmed for the McLaren ride for the Indy 500 in 2025. I mean, what do you think the odds are for that team? Because now it's not a Hendrick entry like it has been the last couple years. Now it's back to like a McLaren entry.
I mean, they're keeping Nolan Siegel, so can't be any better than a full-time car, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to be as fast as it was the last 2 years. I mean, let's be honest.
No.
I mean, it's back into the McLaren banner for a year before rumors are that could be Trackhouse eventually 2027.
Oh, it's going to be Trackhouse.
Yeah.
They named it Project 31.
Yeah.
It's going to be Trackhouse. I guarantee you Zilly's going to pick up that car next year.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, yeah, I think this is going to be like a lame duck year or whatever. Throw Hunter-Reay in there. Former winner of the Indy 500. I don't know if hasn't really shown much with the entrances with the last couple of years, but we'll see what he could do behind kind of a fourth wheel there at the McLaren camp. We'll see how that works out in 2026. Also, we didn't get to talk about this on the podcast, I think. We might have touched on it right at the end when you mentioned it with the news or whatever that we were talking about right at the end. We didn't really get into it too deep. But the whole Porsche not getting the invite for Le Mans seems absolutely crazy. How much more shit is the Americans going to have to take from this freaking FIA to just say screw it and just have our own? You know what I mean? Like, when are we going to have our own? Like, we mentioned our own 24 hours of Road America or something, you know? Like, there's got to be a breaking point where the FIA and these foreigners, they don't want America. They want our money. They don't want our drivers. They don't want our teams. They don't want our owners. They don't want anything to do with America besides our money.
Yeah. I mean, should we really be taking that much offense to it since it's coming from the French?
Which is a shill for the British government, you know? It's like a bunch of inner workings there. It's like the mafia, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Except like the French are the doughboys for the mafia.
It's crazy, dude. This is like the equivalent of like, I don't even know how to put this into terms. They win the IMSA championship, which is hypercar-esque, same chassis, same engine, a little bit different BOPs, obviously, but the same concept, right? They win the championship in the American version of that, and they won't let them race on the world stage with an auto bid. That would be like Alex Palou winning the Indy 500, and he can't go start St. Pete next year.
It's well, let's also not forget that Porsche is still racing in IMSA. They're still, you know,
on the
with Penske, and you know they're still continuing their sports car racing journey. It's not like they're just going to completely abandon the program and then go back. It almost seems like the FIA just doesn't want to deal with BOPs, which, I mean, the only thing that you really need to BOP is the Ferrari, and really nothing else. So, again, I just don't see the problem. I don't understand. It's like here's what it's like. It's like winning the NXT championship and then not getting an invite to the Indy 500 with the sponsorship money, which
Yeah.
happens every year, by the way, for the past 20 years or something like that. So that's what it's like.
Yeah, and the only when I first read it, my first initial thought came to mind was maybe they're trying to limit car count, right? Because we've heard that in the past where they're trying to maybe potentially even take the LMP2 cars out of Le Mans. They're trying to make it more of a hypercar GT3 combo only, try to limit to like 60 starting spots total. But then nothing in there even comes to car count. It doesn't seem like a car count. And then if you're going to car count limit anyway, why would you limit a team that's already involved in the World Endurance Championship and not let them bring their IMSA car over when you've already got 3 Ferraris on the grid? Cadillac's got 2 teams. Well, I mean, everybody else got 2 teams with Ferrari. Why would Ferrari be the only one to get the pass here? You know, it just seems they let Action Express come over. Nothing's been said about them with the Cadillac program. So it's like, is it there's a lot of shadiness going on here that I don't like. I don't like it. And it could be like you said, it could be we don't want to deal with the BOPs. Which again, IMSA's got lighter BOPs, but then again, Ferrari has the lightest of BOPs. So it's like,
When was the last time that Porsche won a championship in WEC?
yeah, I can't remember. I mean, they won the constructors or no, they won drivers last year, but Ferrari won constructors. So
So literally, champion in the past 10 years
yeah,
is not getting, in the past 2 years,
yeah,
is not getting an invite back because FIA doesn't want to deal with BOPs. It's actually like disgusting behavior.
it's a poor look, man. I don't like it. I
It
don't like
really
it.
is. They
There should
took a
be an
page right
exception.
out of NASCAR's playbook, though.
Yeah, that's true. Especially considering it's one of the 3 crown jewel events in the world. You know,
Yeah.
like this is the race, and you're not going to allow one of your biggest teams to participate. Like bring
Yeah.
more. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense.
Well,
Um,
it's also the same organization that's not giving us Motorsports Day after 2026.
that's true.
So
Which I mean, I can live with that, and I've said that in the past.
I can't. I
I
have
I
never
mean, yeah,
seen. I mean, what are we doing?
I get it. I get it. Well, we don't have to run Monaco, but like I get it to an extent that I think you need to space the 3 biggest events in the world out by 2 weeks each one. Like so Le Mans always 2 weeks after Indy. They should put Monaco 2 weeks before Indy and just have them all 3 separated so that people have the opportunity in the future to actually make the run at the Triple Crown. Having the 2 marquee events on the same day is kind of a tragedy, but then you lose basically the biggest motorsports day in the world. So it's a double-edged sword, right? It's like, where do you go from there?
All in one day. It's like if you spread them out, you're just edging your fan base.
That's true.
You know, like I don't,
I mean, that's the
I
way to
just
look at
don't,
it. Yeah.
I think it's just, it's one weekend a year that diehard motorsports fans just freaking love. And it's been like that way for, you know, a little bit. And I think that, yeah, I think it's just like castrating a sport or, you know, a day. You know, it's just not, it's not like, I don't know. I don't know if it was well thought out.
Well, at least they need to replace it with some. If they're not going to run Monaco that day, they need to put something else in its place, like at like V8
MX5's at
supercars,
Martinsville.
MX5s at Martinsville. Put on a
Yep.
big Cars Tour event at like Bristol or something. Like we need something in that early morning to replace that. You know what I mean? Like something before the Indy 500 that morning. Even if we have like I don't know anything. Like we could run V8 supercars in Australia, or we could have like a GT3 race at at like Adelaide or something. You know, the day before or that early morning. You know, something to watch to make the whole day whole. Something that's gonna keep Motorsports Day alive.
You could do the 24 hours of the Americas at Road America and start it at 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. On Saturday and have it finish at 10 a.m. on
Right? Yeah.
Sunday.
Right before the yeah, and make it an IMSA invite where IMSA teams get priority, and then you can fill out the rest of the grids with WEC teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be totally down with that. That'd be fire.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. That sounds like the best idea. Hopefully somebody's listening. All right. Sticking with sports cars, C Zilly, Allmendinger both testing the Cadillac this week over at Daytona. It looks like they're both in the Action Express Cadillac, or at least, well, C Zilly was in the Action Express, and then it looked like Allmendinger was doing stints in the Wayne Taylor racing machine. So, man, that'd be crazy, dude. If they both get, well, we already know Allmendinger's going to be attempting it, but we don't know anything
Did
about Zilly. It just sounds like he's testing.
did we get confirmation or not if SVG and Scott McLaughlin is also racing?
That would be badass. I would love to see him in that GT3 program again next year at Trackhouse. That would be sick. Especially if they got Ross Chastain with them too. Like they put Chastain, Zilly, and or I mean
Can that dude
Chastain,
do a
McLaughlin,
24-hour race though?
and SVG. Oh, dude, yeah, no way, bro. But that's what I'm saying. Give him his 2 hour stint right at the end and let him go ham, dude. Let him be the closer next year. Let Scotty Mack and SVG do all the grunt work through the nighttime and and then
Yeah.
throw old Chastain in for the final 2 hour run for the home, dude. You might need to go
Yeah.
get a fourth. Go get PK as well, dude. Kligerman. Yeah, get the
Yeah.
4-man team going, dude. That'd be badass. Yeah, that would be badass. All right. And then the last one I did want to talk about, we didn't. This kind of happened like this week, but John Forrest retiring from NHRA, bro. I would never thought I would see the day, bro. I thought he'd be racing till he
I
died,
know.
dude. Honestly,
Well, he almost did die.
multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh man. I thought he was
Yeah, I
gonna
don't.
die in a blaze of glory in a race car, dude. I was really thinking that was gonna happen,
Yeah.
or he was just gonna like have a stroke or a heart attack behind the wheel at the starting gate. I honestly didn't think he'd ever step away.
Yeah.
I mean, what's he gonna do, bro? Like they need to like set him up in the booth, like the broadcast booth, and just let him rip, dude. Or, like, he needs to have his own like pre-race show or something at the track every race, and just, dude, that would be must watch. It'd be like, yeah, like I don't really watch a lot of NBA, right? But they have the Inside the NBA with like Charles Barkley and Shaq, and they just like ream on each other, and their clips go viral on the internet all the time because they say some of the stupidest shit. Like we need a John Force up there, like with that type of show, Inside NHRA or something like that. Just let him rip. That'd
Yeah.
be fire. That'd be fire. I'd be totally down for that. All right, well, that's all the news I had. Is there anything else I missed? There was some stuff with some Xfinity stuff. I mean, that's kind of stuff we'll go
Oh
over.
yeah. That's no. You got some big announcement there. Actually, Ryan Sieg Racing has officially announced that they're in alliance with Haas Factory Team, and they will be moving their operations to North Carolina, and they will also be switching to Chevrolet with Hendrick engines.
That's crazy. I mean, who's the Ford team in Xfinity now? Is it just gonna be the 25?
Sounds like it.
There's only one Ford team left. Who else is Ford? Because Haas is going to Chevy now. It's they're in alliance. They're going to Chevy. Who's left? Nobody's left in the Ford. Like Ford is not a good tier banner system now. What are they gonna
Yeah, they
do?
lost Roush.
The Penske doesn't
They
run anymore.
lost Penske. Lost RSS.
And now Haas.
Viking is Viking still staying Ford?
It's a good question. They could be. Maybe that's why they're bringing in a pay driver. Maybe
Nope.
they're developing. Yeah, I don't know.
They were Viking Motorsports has entered a technical alliance with RCR.
There is no Ford team. It's literally just the 25. The most irrelevant team in NASCAR.
Part of the agreement. Jeremy Clements Racing also in a technical partnership with Haas Factory Team. And Jeremy Clements' team is going to move to North Carolina as well.
So it sounds like the Chevy's getting stronger. Toyota's staying the
Hella
same,
strong.
and Ford is just completely going to disappear from the Xfinity series.
Yeah.
It's going to be
like
a
it.
two manufacturer series.
Yep.
That's crazy. Who would have thought, man? Did Ford just give up?
Maybe.
Let's be real. Like, did they just give up? Like, do they even care anymore? I mean, how many Ford teams are in the truck series right now? Just ThorSport? That's the only one I can think of is ThorSport. And they've been swapping teams left and right over the last
Huh.
10 years that who knows if they'll even be Ford anymore. Are they just giving up on their developmental program? Are they just going to start sniping?
Oh, Room Brothers Racing is Ford too.
Yeah. Maybe they're going to
Top
get some more
tier, you know.
technical. Yeah, they're going to get the A grade A fucking Ford license now. Watch out for the Rayon brothers, boys. They're coming for NASCAR heat, bud. They're going to lay that what is it? BTA, belt to ass. Oh, dear God. Yeah, I'm glad we talked about that. Yeah, I'm confused on what Ford's doing, but we'll figure that out, I guess, as we get into the racing season previews here in the next couple months. But I think it's time, Tom. The segment we are here for. It's driver grade time. The report cards are in. Your professors of motorsports, the real OGs, the ones that know what they know, and we're gonna share what we know with you guys here tonight. I'm gonna pull up the NASCAR stats just in case we want to go over some of these stats as well, because some of these could change or justify some of our grades here tonight. As we're just gonna go through basically driver points through the season. We'll go 1 through 36, starting with Larson all the way down to Cody Ware, and we'll give a numerical grade value for each one of them. Let's start off with your champion, All Hung Money, Kyle Larson. My 2025 grade for Kyle Larson. This was an interesting one to give, right? Because he had the 3 wins. Mathematically, he won the championship with this point system if it would have ran when full season points. He had 22 top 10s, 15 top 5s. I mean, it was a great season. Only had 2 DNFs, which is surprising for a Hung Money season. Incompletely. That kind of surprised me looking at that stat. But let's just be honest. If I was to grade him pre-Indy 500, I'd give him an A+ on this season. But you got to factor in the fallout of what happened at Indianapolis this year, where he looked, for the first time in a long time, beatable. Looked like he lost his edge a little bit. With that being said, I'm going to knock his grade down to an A-. I don't feel like he deserves an A+. I've got 2 A+s on my list, and I'll justify those when we get to them. But I could not give him an A+. I couldn't even give him a flat A on this either, just because the whole lingering of Indy just still feels like there's some part of Larson that's not there. He didn't even win the championship race in a system designed around winning the championship race to win the championship. That weighs a lot in my head. I'm going to go with an A- here.
Yeah, so I'm also going to go with the A-. Let's just talk about the spectacular aspect of this season. When have we really seen Larson be spectacular this year? Other than his 3 wins. Because those were some pretty dominant wins. But in a 36 race calendar, what was going on for the other 33 races? I see mediocre, in my opinion. Especially, well, let's also factor in what spectacular would mean to Hendrick Motorsports. I don't see Hendrick. Well, even with his other teammates, I don't think anybody at Hendrick had a spectacular season. I still think that the A- though is very deservable. 15 top 5s, 22 top 10s, which is in the range of a normal Hendrick driver anyways. You should be in that range. I think that to just get that grade up, I mean, we should have seen him at a level of Denny Hamlin in terms of wins, and even more, honestly, especially given, part of the A-tier team that's in NASCAR right now. That's just how I feel about it.
Alrighty. We're in agreement. A- on that one. That's good. This next driver, I've got 2 drivers I can't grade. This is one of them. The Hamlinger, Dickie Hamlin. I can't grade him in good faith, right? Let's put this in perspective. What was his entire goal for these last 2 years? Win a championship. That's it. There's no other goal besides win the champ. Like, his other goal was 60 wins. He nailed that this year. He didn't win the championship. I mean, you could blame the system all you want. You could blame the green white checker. You could blame the gimmicks. You could blame the points format. All this stuff you can blame. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal was him to win the championship, and he still couldn't win it. He's found a way to lose it. How many times have we seen this? On repeat, year after year after year after year. It's life, death, taxes, and Denny Hamlin choking away another championship, choking on the big one, as we like to say. And he did it again this year. He sucks. He sucks. Am I saying he's not like a great talent and Hall of Famer? It doesn't matter. He didn't win the damn championship. Best driver to not win a championship? It's not Denny Hamlin. It's not. The best driver to not win a championship is Mark Martin. So, stay mad. What's Denny Hamlin going to end his career on? Being the guy that choked on the big one. Non-gradable.
I'm going to give him an A. And I was going to give him an A+ until he made a stupid statement defending his crew chief for a 4-tire pit stop. I seriously, how many times do we have to go over this? Look, I wasn't on the podcast after the championship race, but we've seen it so many times at the end of a Phoenix race, whether it's 10 to go or green, white checkered, that the leader always comes in and takes 4 tires and gets absolutely demolished on track because of it. I don't care if it's Corey Heim taking 4 tires against a field full of freaking LKQ salvageable parts. You know, that car or that truck in that point in time is just that much better. No offense to Corey Heim, but dude, you got the best equipment in the entire field. When you're in the Cup Series, when it's already been said by multiple teams and multiple drivers that they're at a level right now where everybody has the same data, everybody's running a same setup that's tweaked a little bit to the driver liking. There's no way to justify a situation where you put 4 tires on at Phoenix in the closing laps of the freaking championship race and expect to go out there and win the race. You have that data to tell you that you're not going to win the race. I've been saying it since Rodney Childers fucked Kevin Harvick out of his 10th Phoenix win. And that was what, 22, 23? I mean, and it's happened so much since then. It happened to Ross Chastain. It happened to Kevin Harvick again. And now it happened to Denny Hamlin. It happened to somebody else too. I can't remember. But regardless, I don't understand that. I think the dumbest thing that was said and really just loses a lot of respect for me is that Denny Hamlin defended that move. That is just dumb. That is so dumb. And again, kind of goes to what Jay said. No wonder why you haven't won a freaking championship. You're so focused on the macros and not the micros. You know, those small stuff is what matters. You go on a podcast and you say that you're focusing on the micros, but then you go and put 4 tires on at the end of the race. In a car that's so reliant on a ground effect. I'm not saying that I'm the sharpest tool in the shed because I'm far from it, but I know that. I don't understand. I don't understand. But what should be appreciated, the number of wins, the dominant season he had, dominated in Phoenix. I mean, you can't argue against that. Definitely was the best car, best driver of the day. 14 top 5s, 18 top 10s. Not really Joe Gibbs material right there. Regardless, got those 6 wins. But I'm sticking with my grade. I can't stand that comment. I can't do it. I can't respect it either. I just can't.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Clowns do clown things. It's a fact. Next one on the list is Chase Briscoe. This is one of my 2 A+ this year. And I've mostly given him the A+ because his agent is an absolute legend, man. He goes and buys the best Dollar General knee pads a dollar could buy. Absolutely puts him with the best team at the best team with probably the most underrated crew chief, I think, in all of NASCAR. and they literally went on a tear this year. And I don't think Briscoe's really all that great. I think really anybody with his talent level or better would have done exactly what he did and maybe even won the championship this year. Uh and with that being said, you can't hate a guy for doing what he was supposed to do in this situation. Honestly, I don't think he'll ever get another A plus. I feel like this is there's not much more he could have done. This is the best. This is peak Chase Briscoe. And he says he hasn't peaked yet. No, this is peak. It's never gonna get better than this for Chase Briscoe. He hit the mountaintop this year, and now he needs to ride it for the next 10 years and make a career out of this season right here.
Um, Chase Briscoe. I would give him uh an A plus. Here's where I'm hung up at, and I thought about this for a week. The beginning of this season was just atrocious. It was embarrassing being in that night. Not even Truex, when he went to the 19, had such an abysmal beginning of the season. You know, to be honest with you, to say that, well, you're learning the car, you're learning the team, that's just a scapegoat.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a scapegoat to me. I don't stand behind that. I don't think that that's even respectable. You're racing for most likely the best team in the entire series. I don't think that's it at all. I really don't. Yeah, I'm gonna give him an A minus. I'm gonna give him an A. I'm gonna give him an A. With 3 wins, 15 top 5s, and 19 top 10s. I think that yeah, I don't know. Here's what I will say though. I'm gonna eat crow. Okay. I said that Chase Briscoe wasn't gonna amount to anything this year. It's a waste of a seat. And Dollar General knee pads. And towards the end of the season, I was proven wrong. So I'm here to eat that crow, and he surprised the hell out of me. I don't think that he is the best prospect in talent out there right now. I honestly believe out of that SHR camp that Ryan Preece was the best prospect. And I'll die on that hill. Look what he's doing at RFK when RFK had a down year. He outscored, outplayed, outpointed all of his teammates that have been there for multiple years. I just think that I don't know. This one's just a little hard for me, really. But I'm gonna stick with A.
Now I can justify an A. It's kind of where I laid A plus. I mean, it's just. I mean, that's how it felt this year.
I think if he could have came out of the gates with guns ablazing, what an incredible season. I mean, we probably could have seen 6 more top 10s, 6 more top 5s, and maybe a couple more wins. And honestly, he would have had a dream year, and would have. Well, he was a serious contender for the championship this year, but I just think that the beginning of this year was such a damper on his overall score. And I think it's pretty important to come out of the gates guns a-blazing, to kind of just set that tone and, tell the rest of the garage that we're here to win the championship. We're here for the rest of the season, and that just didn't happen. And that's just where I'm hung up at when it comes to that.
Alrighty. The next one is William Byron. So this one's another tough one to grade. I said about Briscoe. I feel like this year they peaked, right? This was their best year. That's how I feel. Is this William Byron? Is what we saw over the last 3 years? Is this just who William Byron is? Is he that guy that's always going to start the season strong, fade away into absolute non-competitive fucking milk carton in the middle of the summer, and then show back up at the end of the year and still come short of the championship? Is that just who William Byron is? Is he the next Denny Hamlin for the opposite reasons, right? I mean, is this who he is? How many years in the Cup Series are we going to have to see the same fucking inevitable cycle for William Byron for him to actually break through and win something big. I mean, it's the same thing year in, year out. Start the season on fire, fade into obscurity in the middle of the season, and then come back strong at the end, fall short of a title. That's who he is. Give him a flat A because it's not bad. You can make a career out of it, but at some point, you just got to look in the mirror and be like, is this just who he is? Is this what William Byron's career is? This is what he defined of. And being in this Cup Series as long as he's been, I think he is. I think this is what William Byron is.
William Byron, I got a big bone to pick with this one. How can a company go out there, make a game for the NASCAR Racing Series, and then give William Byron the only driver with 100% overall stats? What the hell?
That's an L right there.
That's what I'm saying. William even knows that's not right. Like, if anybody should get 100% overall, I mean,
Blaney.
Well, shit, that's kind of a hard list to come up with an A+. I don't know, but it's not William Byron, man.
The only one I could think of may be Blaney. But then again, like his road racing is really not that great. So it's like
no, it's not that great.
I don't think there is an A everything. You know,
I'm here's where I get lost. We've got a Ferrari team in the Americas right now with the number 24 on the side of the car. When was the last time we saw greatness out of Ferrari?
That's
the 2004?
Yeah, it's a loaded question. It's got 2004. Yeah, I mean, when since? I mean, they had a couple minor runs, but they weren't greatness. You know, like 2012.
Yeah, with Vettel, 16. But still, 16, they had a good run with Vettel.
But they still weren't the best team that year. You know, it's like
no, they weren't. Yeah. They weren't the best team. They were.
I know where you're going with this.
Vettel.
I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
All I'm saying is we're going to continue to see this out of William Byron because all Hendrick cares about is getting a car into the Final Four. William Byron can do that on technicalities. Besides this year, last year he shouldn't have been in the Final Four. That was absolute dog water. And the fact that it took over 45 minutes to make that call tells you that there were people in NASCAR's ear. I don't want to hear it. You can come at me about it. That's the hill I'm going to die on. That's the hill I'm going to die on. I don't have a lot of respect for this team just in specific. I think that there has been a lot of politics and drama that surrounds that 24 car now. Was it this year with the Daytona 500 or was it last year?
Yeah, where they robbed it from Bowman.
Yeah. I'm at the point now where I'm just like, I just don't like them.
I feel the same
it might
way.
not.
I'm a Hendrick homer too. I grew up.
It might not. It might not be a driver sort of deal. It may be more of a team deal, but like I don't condone that kind of stuff. You know, just may the best driver win. You know, like I don't think that William Byron is that guy. And I think they're trying to make him that guy. I'm going to give him an A- solely because he made the Final Four. And that's it. What a disappointing season. 11 top 5s, 16 top 10s. For more than half the season, he finished outside of the top 10 and made it into the Final Four.
Yeah, it's April to August every year. He falls off a fucking map. We've got Christopher Bell underneath him who has more wins, more top 5s, more top 10s. And
Well, here we go. We're getting into the
Yeah,
problems of the playoff
yeah,
system. So let's not do
yeah,
that. But I'm just saying, like, we're putting in a driver in a position that doesn't really need to be in that position. Uh, and to dig even a little deeper, I just don't believe that some drivers care as much as others. Maybe
yeah,
I don't know. I don't like it.
yeah. I don't like it either. And I'm glad you brought up Bell because that's next on the list. I'm giving him a B plus, and I like Bell. I picked him to win the championship in the offseason. I think me and Tom both came on here
Yeah,
last December, and I think we did it the day after the podcast after the championship race last year and proclaimed Christopher Bell as our 2025 champion. Just didn't happen. But again, a lot of the problems you have with William Byron, right? William Byron's good at the beginning of the season, gone from April to August, and then appears at the end. Bell was the same this year, except his problem is he was irrelevant after March. And then he was gone all year. It's like he rode on the accomplishment as those 3 straight wins and then had all those good runs. And then it was like, yeah, sure, we're looking at the top 10s, top 5s. I remember a lot of those. But in those types of races, you never looked at him as like, he's going to win this race today. Or Bell is probably one of the 2, 3 fastest cars in the race this today. He always felt like a 5th place, 6th place car all year long. And it never felt like they could ever climb that echelon. And again, like I said with Briscoe, I think that 19 team is probably maybe the 5 or the 12 team might be the 2 teams that may be a little better than the 19, but I still think the 19's top 3 team in all of NASCAR. Bell, I can't say that about that team. I think that team's like 7th or 8th best team in all of NASCAR. I think he's probably 3rd in his stable. I look at the 20 team kind of like how I look at that 48 team. I look at him at the same level. Bell put the team on his back a lot this year, and when we're grading his driver grade with a B plus, a lot of that I feel like goes and lies back on the team. Bell's a much better driver than what a lot of those stats and where he ended in the points finish this year. I think that B
exactly.
plus is being generous, and I think that unless they make some changes internally on that 20 team, I think that this is the peak for Bell. Is going to be fringe championship 4 and can't win the championship. Start strong, and it doesn't translate through the end of the season. That's just how I feel. B plus.
I think what I want to focus on is the type of team that Bell is surrounded by. And I honestly believe that there is a huge discrepancy between the definition of speed between the driver and the crew chief. And I think that I think that Bell is definitely a better driver than a B plus, and I think he's a better driver than a P5 in the point standings. I think that there have been multiple instances this year where Bell should have won a race but didn't because of pit strategy or because of pit stops or because selection of tire in terms of 2 or 4 or because of things outside of his control. Now, every driver has that, I understand, but I think it was to another level with Bell this year. I just don't think that Bell and the team that he's surrounded with are on the same platform. I don't think they're in the same freaking building, dude. I think that if you pair Christopher Bell up with Denny Hamlin's team, he'd be freaking unstoppable.
Facts.
He would be insane. We would see the next Jimmy Johnson. I really do. And I think that Bell is just not being blessed with a good team right now. And that's my main talking point. I think that Bell kind of got screwed over this year. And I don't think that a 5th place is indicative of all that he did this year. Even though he went through a slump, sure, he did go through a slump. And most of that is unexplained. It's either, maybe a little bit or a lot of bit of the driver having some problems out on track. But there was a significant amount of races this year where it was self-inflicted, whether with pit strategy, tire call, or performance in the setup or whatever. There has been multiple videos put on YouTube of Christopher Bell yelling at his crew chief, asking him, "What the hell are you doing?" And to be honest, we're all asking the same question. I think that there's a problem in JGR with that 20 car. I don't think it's the driver. And I think it actually would be kind of a crime to put Christopher Bell below William Byron. And given just the stats for this year, because even Christopher Bell blew William Byron out of the water when it comes to stats. And so Although he didn't make the Final Four, which is a pretty big dent when it comes to driver grades and capability, I'm going to give Christopher Bell an A minus.
Yeah, see, that's kind of where I was. B plus, A minus. I'm agree with a lot of things you said. There was 2 races this year, specifically with Bell, that I did want to point out though. Dover looked like he had the best car, and that's where you could see things unravel. He made mistakes. His crew put him on bad strategies. And then the other one was the Roval. Knowing that SVG had the best car in that race, they continually played this weird strategy game. It seemed like Bell and the team were never in sync and could never decide what strategy they wanted to run. It felt like they were at arms with each other. I felt like those were the 2 defining moments of Christopher Bell's season. That's where the grade lies with me. Next is Blaney. I'm giving him an A minus this year. I really wanted to give him flat A. I think I'll just give him an A minus because really it comes down to that the format. Really, the format. The format saved him in a lot of ways, but it also hurt him in other ways when it comes down to the end of the season. He ran really strong. He had a few races here and there, like especially the playoffs, that didn't play out in his favor, had bad mistakes, wrecks, whatever it may be. But like I said, I think the 5 team, the 19 team, and the 12 team, I think those are 3 best, most cohesive teams in all of NASCAR right now. And I don't think it's even close between who's 4. I feel like those 3 have set themselves so far ahead of everybody else. This team is thriving. Their intermediate package, their short track package, their mile package is phenomenal. Blaney is an exceptional driver. And we're just talking about who deserves all A's in NASCAR. The only other driver I could point to would be Blaney, but their road racing package isn't there. They had glimpses. He qualified pole at Watkins Glen this year, and it looked like that was a race he could potentially win. And they still found a way to lose with a dominant race car. I mean, granted, they had a race against SVG, but still, he had the best race car that day. And they somehow messed up strategy, messed up adjustments at the end, and lost that race. That is a big factor in my A minus grade, is specifically with the road racing factor, and the fact they didn't make the championship for with things that I felt like they could have controlled. There's a lot to be desired there for that 12 team and Blaney, but I think that they're starting to hit their stride. I think Blaney's climbing into the peak of his career. I'm not too worried about him going forward, but A minus for 2025.
Yeah, I'm also going to hit it with the A minus. He had 4 wins this year, 15 top 5s and 19 top 10s. Racing for almost what feels like a disintegrating Penske motorsport, Team Penske. I don't know how you get much better than that.
Mm-mm. Well, I think the biggest thing too is you didn't even mention the 8 DNFs, and he still almost made championship 4.
Yeah,
that shows how good that team is.
Yeah, and you know what? Just basically everything Jay said. I think the biggest thing that we saw this year when it comes to performance is that road racing package. I think if you get a road racing package that's, if you finish second to SVG or third to SVG and Connor Zilic next year, I mean, you're having a pretty damn good package, dude. I mean, you're going to be doing great. And I think that's, I don't know. Look, I think a lot of the problems that surround Ryan Blaney right now is Team Penske. To get 4 wins with that team this year is actually kind of incredible, in my opinion. That's spectacular. And I think Ryan Blaney deserves a lot more. I'm also going to give him an A minus, very deserved, and carried that team this year.
Alrighty. Next one's his teammate, the Laguna Mobile. He's just the most average Joe. I'm giving him a B.
He's so average.
There was nothing special about this year, but there was nothing bad either. Like it was an average, even numbered year for Joey Laguna. B. I have nothing to say.
I think, well, look, if you compare it to Ryan Blaney, it's close to a C minus, in my opinion. I think that when you're supposed to be in top tier equipment and you pull off 1 win, 7 top 5s and 13 top 10s throughout the year, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's actually disgusting behavior. Like, lock this man up. Screw the milk carton, put a wanted poster up. That guy needs to go to jail. You know what I mean? Like, it's honestly disgusting. There's people who would literally kill to be in that seat. And it honestly, it just feels like he shows up to the racetrack and he just like, well, I guess let's go run a race, boys. Like I don't understand it.
Oh,
I'm giving him a C minus. Again, it's disgusting behavior. It really is.
I mean, when you put it like that, it makes perfect sense, dude. I could just imagine rolling in. Hey, Paul, let's go run a race today, guys.
I just
Oh man.
I don't understand. I don't.
Oh yeah. I'm with you. I could see a lot of the points you make there. Oh man. Let's go with Elliott. I'm gonna give him an A. Honestly, let's be real about this. I don't like Chase Elliott. Don't like the Chase sexuals. I think he's overhyped, overrated. But to be honest, this was the best season we've seen him have in since 2020, his championship year. I mean, he had a freaking good year. I'm not gonna lie. He led damn near 500 laps, 19 top tens, 11 top fives. He had 2 wins. Who saw that coming? I mean, not even Jesus Christ and his redneck homeboy didn't see that coming. Like the Alabama Bama Mans this year were having a freaking heyday. I mean, he led the regular season standings for most of the year. Uh, what more can you ask? I mean, he had a great year. And that's coming from someone that doesn't like the guy. I could care less if he is on the track or not. So, hey, good for Elliott this year, man. Good solid season.
You're a lot nicer than me.
I can't come up with anything bad to say. I mean, he didn't do anything stupid.
Here's my
clownish.
again.
I mean,
I'm going to ride this train. Okay, you're running for one of the top teams in NASCAR, and you pull out 2 wins, 11 top fives, and 19 top tens. All right. What are we doing? You're eighth. Is that eighth in points?
yeah.
Eighth. The bottom of the barrel for the round of 8. As a Hendrick freaking team. And your teammate goes to win the championship. Your other teammate's in the final 4. And then you got one below you. We'll get to that. But
We'll get
this
to that.
right here, this can't. I mean, if you're not going to make the final 4, you should be beating Joey Logano, dude. I just. How can you be in an iconic number with an iconic team pushing out these numbers? Consistency? Sure, but you only had 11 top fives for the top tier team. The only other person who had 11 top fives was William Byron, and he made it to the final 4. This guy had more top tens than William Byron. One less win. I'm stuck between a C plus and a B minus. I'll give him a B minus. I'll be a little nice. I'll give him B minus.
Alrighty. Next would be Tyler Reddick. I'm giving him a flat C. I mean, this was and I feel like I'm being nice with a flat C, but he had to have been the most irrelevant red dick I've ever seen, bro. Like that was a bad year. That was a bad year. Especially bringing everybody back, the whole team. They were in the championship 4 last year. Last year they at times they looked goddamn unbeatable. This team put themselves on the map. It looked like one of the best teams in NASCAR. And then they go out this year and laid an absolute stinker, a goose egg in the win column. 7 top fives, 14 top 10. Not like he was DNFing out of race. He only had 1 DNF. It's not like they were having those kind of woes. They just didn't have speed. They brought speed nowhere. And what was the one guy every week that on a road course you'd hear the freaking who's the hot pick this week to upset SVG at a road course? They would always come up Reddick, and then he was nowhere to be found. Like not even milk carton loss. Like straight up FBI search 20-yard search party to find this man on a road course this year. Miserable season. I feel like I'm being generous with the C, but I'm gonna give him a C just because I feel bad for the little red dick. You know.
I am going to sum up Tyler Reddick's season with one word, and it's shameful. What a damn shame. And I don't know what happened over there. It could have been part of the lawsuit or whatever else going on. I don't know. But Oh my God, would I be embarrassed to be showing up to the dealers to be showing up to the racetrack, um, and putting out those types of numbers. 0 wins, 7 top fives, 14 top tens. Ouch. Yikes. I'm giving him a C. Shit, I'm giving him a C minus. No, I'm giving him a D plus. I am.
Yeah, that's
No, I
disappointing.
can't even give him a D plus.
No.
He didn't even win a race.
Nothing, bro. Really.
I give him a. I'm going down the ladder here. I'm giving him a D, and I think that's being generous.
Alrighty. I agree. Disappointing for Reddick. Next one is Ross Chastain, and I'm gonna give him a solid B. I'm gonna give him a lot of benefit of the doubt here. Those Trackhouse cars this year were not that good. Let's be real. They were not that good. There was moments, sure, on road courses, specifically the SVG, which a lot of talent I felt like had to do with that, and a lot of being able to relay data. They built that team specifically to win road courses. But there was moments, right? There's 2 races that define Ross Chastain's season, right? Coke 600, backup car, starts at the back of the field, stays up all night the night before with the team working on the car, and they go out and win that race. And not just win it, they took command of that. They made that race their freaking little bitch. They were daddy that day and took it from Hamlin and Byron. That was an incredible fucking race. I'm not gonna lie. That was probably one of the top 5 races of the year. Just the whole maturation of how that race played out, and then how Chastain just took that race by control. Just big appendage at the end. And then you look at the Roval. And I felt like that was the nice cherry on top bookend to what kind of season that Ross Chastain had. He tried really hard. He tried so hard, but he made a mistake in the final chicane. And in true Chastain essence, he pops that thing in reverse before he finishes a spin and still gives it every ounce of God he has left in it, bro, to try and make that next round of the playoffs. But that team just ain't it, man. Not this year. I don't know about next year. I'm really optimistic with SVG and Zilich and what they're doing on road courses. Let's see how fast Zilich can transition. We'll get to SVG in a minute. I can't wait to talk about him. But B for Chastain this year. It's just one of those years, man. Just one of those years.
Yeah, I think that's with the level of competition that's being out there today, and Trackhouse trying to become one of those top teams. I think it's very respectable, even if Trackhouse gets a win, and more specifically impressive if it's on an oval. You've got your road course guy. Okay, you're gonna have 2 road course guys next year, and adding to an oval guy as well. I mean, you got the jack of all trades, you got the road course guy, you got the oval guy, right? I think that the transition period for Zilly, hopefully it doesn't take too long, but Chastain's still going to be your oval guy next year. That's just the deal. And Shane's going to be your road guy. But where I'm going with this is I think that what people overlook when looking at a season like what Ross Chastain had is the type of giants that they're going up against, the type of legacies that he's going up against in terms of the teams, the monies, sponsorships, relationships. All that plays a pretty big factor when it comes to still racing in NASCAR. Trackhouse has done some pretty freaking incredible things. And I think they're still doing incredible things. I just think that the pace that some teams are developing, Trackhouse can't keep up because of money or resources. Whatever. But what Trackhouse is doing is still pretty impressive. I think Ross Chastain is impressive. I think he's been neutered for sure in the past couple of years. But regardless, him going up against the greats of the sport with this, basically a team like Trackhouse, is very commendable. And to even go out there and win a race is huge. I think his one win, 4 top 5, yikes, and 12 top 10, also yikes, doesn't really show the true overall outlook of his season. But with that being said, I'm going to give him a B minus. I think there's still a lot more to be desired for. And honestly, out of all the teams, I sincerely feel like Trackhouse is the only team that knows that they've got stuff to do, and they're going to have even more stuff to do when Zilly comes on board next year.
Yeah, I agree. It's not like Justin Marks inherited a Ferrari; he inherited a Ford Taurus. Let's remember that, guys.
Yeah,
We're trying to turn
Ganassi.
a Ford Taurus into a Ferrari, dude. It takes time.
Yeah.
I feel like they finally have a driver lineup that's worth a shit now, though.
Yes.
Now they've got something to build on for the future. A lineup for 10 plus years that they can do something with.
Yes.
So. Next is Bubba Wallace, and I'm going to give him a B plus. His stats don't look great, but I don't think the stats are indicative of what type of season Bubba Wallace had. This is the first season, I think, in Bubba's entire career where he actually looked like a championship threat. I think at the beginning of the playoffs, I picked him as my fringe championship 4 contender. I seriously thought he could make it. And if Denny Hamlin doesn't put him in the wall at Kansas, he could have very likely been in that championship 4, guys. And let's remember this. He wins the Brickyard 400, a racetrack that, have he ever had any good runs there in the past? No, it wasn't a type of track that suits his driving style. And they put belt to ass to the Cup field that day. He dominated that race. He had the best car, and he drove it like he was the best driver that day. Absolute badass move. And then again, we get to the playoffs. He had a great playoff run. He had a good playoff run. There was not, I can't remember any races in the playoffs where it looked like it just fell apart. He just didn't have enough points banked up, which we said that going in. That was the reason I couldn't put him in the championship 4, because I said he doesn't have enough points. It's going to be tough for him to point his way all the way to Phoenix. And that's what he ran into. It came into a must-win situation, and he had a team owner put him in the wall. I thought he had a great year. I'm going to give him B+. I mean, you compare him to what his teammate Reddick did this year, light years ahead. I mean, the stats might not reflect it. I feel like the stats are underwhelming with Bubba Wallace. I feel like he did a lot better than what the stats show. You can't always look at the stats. You got to go back and watch some of these races in depth, and I think Bubba had a great year. B+ for him.
I'm going to give Bubba a B. I think that with all the noise going on around him, I think that with a struggling teammate that he had, not a lot of data coming in, I think what he did on some weekends was very commendable. Especially that win at the Brickyard. Holy cow, what a freaking win! But yeah, I'm going to stick with a B for Bubba.
Perfect. I think, especially with that new crew chief that he has, I think he finally has somebody that's on his level that understands what to do on a race car for him. I think there's some big things coming out of that team. We'll hope. We'll see. Lawsuit still impending. Next is SVG. This is my second A+ driver. This man, rookie season, he won all but one road course race, and the one road course race he didn't win, he probably should have if it wasn't for frickin' Briscoe blocking him for 20 laps in the middle of that race that cost him so much time in that strategy. He would have been that 4th car in that battle with Bell, Byron, and Busch at the end of that race. I think he had a fantastic year. And I'm gonna, especially the A comes into factor too. Look at how he ran on ovals at the beginning of the year to the end of the year. The beginning of the year, he looked like a lost puppy, dude. Like he looked like he was way too in over his head, which me and Tom predicted. We said that was going to happen. He's going to be way in over his head. He needed another year in Xfinity, and it looked like that for the first half of the season. Then we fast forward to the end of the season. He's at Richmond running against the wall. He's rim riding the wall at Vegas. Like, other drivers are watching him do it. They're like, how the hell is he doing that? Like, these guys are dudes that done this their whole life, and they're watching SVG do shit that they can't even do. Like, he's going to figure it out, guys. And once he gets a win on an oval, or at least starts competing in the top 10 more consistently on these ovals, holy shit, dude. He probably will be a championship contender. He will be a favorite on a regular basis. SVG, what more can you ask for? Best rookie season in ever? I mean, ever? Let's be real here. Ever? I mean, unbelievable. Good job, SVG. A+.
Yep. Yeah, I'm giving him an A+ too. 5 wins on the season, 5 top 5s, and 7 top 10s. 2 top 10s on ovals. That's where it really seals the deal for me. Might be a road course ringer, sure. But, and like what Jay was alluding to, horrible at the beginning of the year for ovals and showing promise at the end of the year with some great runs. 2 top 10s, to on the ovals to round out the year. And I honestly think that with a life full of road course racing like what he did in Australia, New Zealand, etc., that uh, what an absolutely incredible season. And yeah, I'm a big SVG fan. Whatever. I'm not. I don't feel like I'm over exaggerating here. You just got to look into what he did in the past and what he's doing now, and that's freaking incredible. Not even Marcus Ambrose could do that. Not even Marcus Ambrose. But Shane Van Gisbergen can. That's pretty impressive.
I agree. Next driver is the 48, Alex Bowman. God awful year. I'm giving him a D minus. I mean, it's the one race a year that they build him a car faster than his teammates was Homestead, and he found a way to choke that race away. That pretty much sums up his whole season. I mean, he was chopped at that point. When you get to a point watching Alex Bowman in the only tracks that you're like, man, he has a chance to win today, and it's a road course every time, there's a problem there. There's a major problem there. It stems back to last year. That's when I officially saw that Blake Harris was not the guy to be a crew chief at the top level of the NASCAR Cup Series. The guy does not know what he's doing. Way in over his head. Can't even get the weight right on a race car, let alone put any setup together at all. And then I think Bowman's gotten to the point where I don't think he even cares. I think he's checked out mentally. Like, he literally is checked out. Like, you listen to him in an interview, there's not even a fucking twinkle of care in his eye when he talks. Like, he doesn't give a shit anymore. And obviously his team doesn't give a shit. And what else you can say? He's cooked. I mean, rumors every day come out about him getting replaced. Probably should happen at this point. The care that this team has is so minimal that they're just riding off this Ally sponsorship, and they're just collecting a paycheck. That's how it feels, that whole team. There's not one. You look back at their playoffs. They had fast cars to start the playoffs, and had 3 races at pit stops. 3 mistakes on pit road. If that doesn't explain how much this team gives a shit, then I don't know what does. D- for the whole team, driver, crew chief, spotter, fucking truck driver, the guy that makes their hamburgers, their moms, all of them. Fucking D-. Garbage. Dog shit. I think I lost your mic. 1 second. What the hell? 1 second, guys. Why is my headset on? Check.
Test.
There it is. Yeah, I don't know. My headset.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So, I don't need to add anything. I think Jay nailed it. Absolutely hit the nail right on the head right there. I agree with the grade. I agree with everything Jay said. Next.
Next one is Austin Cindric. I'm giving him a C plus, I guess. He did win that race at Talladega. I never thought Cindric was that good to begin with, so his ceiling is really low as it is. He's a great speedway racer, I guess, but how many of those come around the block every once in a while? I mean, we see him all the time. Austin Hill is a great example. Cool, but again, the Penske, he's the third wheel at Penske. Penske's had problems this year. We see it with Laguna. Even Blaney had his troubles this year and still found a way to muster up his results. There's nothing else. It's a C. C plus, I guess, because he won a race at Talladega.
I'm gonna do it again, Jay. Everything you just said with the grade, I have literally nothing to add about this guy. Nothing. I don't. I have nothing.
All right, Austin.
I mean, we're on the same track here with all of these grades. We've had slight variations, but like
variations, right?
I'm shit. What else do you want me to say, man?
Well, we got 2 more playoff drivers, and we'll go through the rest of them pretty quickly because, again, there's not going to be much more to say, but we did want to highlight these playoff drivers. Austin Dillon, I'm going to give him a C+ because of the absolute redemption at Richmond this year. I love to see it. Fuck NASCAR. Nice redemption story. I wanted that. I wanted that win more than anything, dude. And he did it, dude. Good shit.
Here's where the slight variation comes in from. I think that was the most impressive thing that I've probably seen this year. Honestly, we saw a dying RCR car win a race. Holy shit, dude. Good Lord. But here's the funny part. He only had 1 top 5 this year.
Dude, it's like he didn't give a shit about the whole season. He's like, I'm just winning Richmond the right way, just to double finger bird the NASCAR.
Oh, hold on. He won Richmond the right way the last time too.
That's true.
You can't change my mind. You can't change my mind. But I'm gonna go with the B- instead. I think that is particularly impressive. First off, because of RCR, and second off, because not even Kyle Busch can win a race in RCR equipment. Take that.
Alrighty. The last playoff driver here we got to talk about is Josh Berry. C-. He won a race, I guess. Cool. Don't like the guy. He ain't it. He didn't wind up in every barrier in NASCAR this year like he did last year, so I guess that's a positive.
I'm gonna give him I don't know. I'll give him a C. He made the playoffs? Like, what do you want me to say, man?
Yeah, I know, right? It's just, yeah, I feel you. Alrighty. Next is Buescher and Preece. I'm gonna do mine together because they kind of correlate. I'm giving them the exact same grade, but giving them both B's. And for different reasons, right? Preece was just really, Buescher, super consistent this year. I mean, if we didn't have this stupid win and you're in playoffs format, Buescher makes the playoffs. Buescher finishes top 10 in the points. But this stupid system is against a guy like a Buescher that is going to just out consistent you to death. I mean, look at the stats. He had 16 top 10s this year. What more can you ask for a B tier 4 team? Did fantastic. It just, the point system fucked him out of a championship. And then same with Preece. Preece had 14 top 10s. Again, right there in line with his teammate Buescher, and at times looked even better than Buescher. And there was many races this year where you look up and you're like, shit, Preece could maybe win this race. I look at Martinsville. He was a top 4 car at the end of that race, and he was moving up to the field. Caution came out at a really bad time for him and kind of put him back in traffic and didn't really overcome it. It felt like that was how his season went. Just seemed like he was right there, but never could get over that hump. And it's like, I think it's the format. Fucks guys like Preece and a Buescher.
Yeah, I do believe that too. I do think though that Preece's season was more impressive than Buescher, just because first season. And I think that with everybody who was giving Preece such a hard time at SHR, undeserved, first off, and second off, proven now, first time or first season with a new team, with a team that expanded to 3 cars just for him. And he's pulling comparable numbers to an existing driver that's been there for how long? Yeah. And he's pulling numbers close to that. I think Ryan Preece deserves an A-. And I think Chris Buescher deserves a B+. I think Ryan Preece was one of the more impressive drivers this year.
I agree.
I'd say top 5.
I agree 100%. Gibbs. I'm going with a D-. I mean, was his 3rd year in Cup, dude? He's supposed to have won by now. It makes me question, does he really have what it takes to be a Cup winning driver, championship level driver. Everything he's ever driven from here on now, he's been able to just do it by pure talent, right? It felt like he never worked hard enough. Never looked like he put in the effort everybody else did. He just showed up with better equipment and a little bit more talent than everybody around him, and it worked out for him to be able to get to the point where he is in Cup. Now he gets a Cup where now talent isn't going to outshine everybody else around you. Your equipment's not going to outshine everybody around you. So is this who Ty Gibbs is? Is he just a D-minus driver every year now? Miss the playoffs, can't win a race, can't even muster together 5 top 5s in a Gibbs equipment? D-minus.
Jay, I think you're being generous with a D-minus. I think the only acceptable grade is an F. Like you said, we're 3 years in this and we haven't gotten a win. We're 3 years in this with every year being in a Joe Gibbs car and you still can't get a win. You took over the 18 car that was getting a consistent 3 to 5 wins a year, and you cannot win. And then on top of that, you cause organizational changes for people to get different crew chiefs because you said it was a crew chief problem. And then on top of that, your name's on the side of the building. That's a damn circus.
Mm-hmm.
It's a clown show. That's what that is. There's no other way around it. How disappointing. What a joke. We're talking 5. We got 5 top 10 5s. 5 top 5s out of a Joe Gibbs car. 10 top 10s out of a Joe Gibbs car. What are we doing? Corey Heim would do better than that. Hang me on a cross, I don't care. Corey Heim would get better stats than that. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
I was thinking about it too this week. I said, if he has stats like this come the end of 2026, he's going to be in the bust conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's already in the bust conversation, Jay. We're 3 years in this. Sure. Yeah. We're 3 years in this in a top tier car, top tier equipment, top tier team. Most definitely the best cars that hit the track every freaking week, and he still hasn't gotten a win. I mean, we're talking Casey Mears energy. We're talking freaking Paul Menard did better than this, dude. Paul Menard in a Ganassi or RCR car. Casey Mears did better. Jamie McMurray, Vickers did better. Scott Speed. Well, never mind. No, he didn't. He didn't win a race. Robbie Gordon did better. What are we doing? That's a damn shame. That's a disappointment.
Nepotism.
I'm giving him an F, dude. I sincerely think you're being really generous, Jay, with the D-minus.
Yeah, I might
If it's one grade that I can try and change your mind on, it's Ty Gibbs. That's an F all day, dude.
I might agree with you, dude. I might go F, dude. I mean, you're really explaining it well to me, for sure. I feel like I was being too generous. I think you're right. I think I got to give Ty Gibbs an F. It's pitiful, dude. It really is
so pitiful.
And when I look at the stats, it just makes it even worse. Like, it's just like,
yes,
I can't remember one race this year where I was like, Ty Gibbs can win this race. There wasn't one.
No, there wasn't one. There never was one.
There never will be. I mean, it's bust. All right, next is Brad Keselowski. God, dude, I feel terrible grading this guy, but I'm gonna give him a D too. He's so far behind his teammates. It's his fucking teammates are on the moon, and he's stuck on an island in Belarus or something like that. I mean, what the fuck is he doing, bro? Like, is it age? Is he just too much of an owner now that is just more focused on that end of things and trying to make the business side work and racing second? Is he racing because he still loves racing, or is he racing to just keep a paycheck, keep the company? Like, what are his priorities? You don't see his family at the track anymore. Like, it feels like nobody's interested on that side of things. Like, is everything okay with Brad Keselowski? Is his therapist still seeing him on a weekly basis? Like, you listen to interviews with him, he just doesn't seem the same. Like, I don't know, man. There's just something off with Brad Keselowski. I don't know what it is, but something's got to change, or he might just need to hang it up, dude. I hate to say it.
I I think I think you said the answer, Jay. I think that I think the business side was he bit off more than he can chew. And maybe not at first, but definitely now. How old is Brad? Are we talking 40s yet?
He's got to be pushing 40, probably. Yeah, 39, 40.
The dude's had a pretty damn incredible career.
Yeah, exactly.
And
If he retires today, he's a Hall of Famer, 100%.
Well, actually, and I'm going to take it a step further here. I think his diligence in rebuilding that Roush Fenway team completely trumps his championship. I think that's something to be way more proud about. And I think that what he's done with this team, even expanding it to 3 cars and doing well with it, is an incredible feat. I think this year RFK was really that one team that nobody noticed, but was the most impressive. And I honestly believe it's all because of Brad Keselowski. And I think that he takes the business side obligations more serious than the racing side, and I don't blame him for it. He's doing an incredible job.
Yeah. Yeah, the owner, Brad Keselowski, is going to be probably, when he's full-time owner, probably one of the best owners in NASCAR. I mean, that guy's probably forgot more about racing than I'll ever know. I mean, it's, to be honest.
I think that, I honestly think A- to A is acceptable when it comes to this. He saved a legacy team.
He put Buescher last year, was in the round of 8. I mean, people forget about that. That's crazy that he did that. Like, yeah.
They had a down year, but
I feel like RFK and Trackhouse are like those two teams that are like, they're like right there, dude. Like they're
right there.
Can elevate, you know? Yeah.
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 And I'll die on that hill. I'll die on that hill.
Alrighty. I like that. I like the way that you went with that grading. Yeah, I like that. KFB, again, I really feel bad. I guess the question isn't like what I'm gonna be, out of the kindness of KFB, I'm just gonna leave this non-gradable. I had 2 drivers non-gradable. I went through one of them. This is not the second one, but I'm gonna change my grade to non-gradable. I guess the biggest question is, will he ever win again? You know, it's like every week that goes by, that this whole year, it just felt like it got worse, and it never felt like there was a turning point where it got better. There was flashes, but it felt like even in those flashes, he was getting more out of the equipment than what the equipment was, and he'd make a mistake. And it's like, is there gonna get that point where he's gonna look himself in the mirror and say, "Hey, I need to make a change," or I can stick this out and keep trying to build this, or I should hang it up? There's like, it feels like we're at coming to that crossroad, right? It's just like, it's where do you go with Kyle Busch? Does he win again? That's the big question, Tom. I'm honestly, every day goes by, I just continually tell myself, I don't think he does. I don't think Kyle Busch will ever win another.
Not with RCR. Race. Not with RCR. I don't. Yeah, it's non-gradable for me too. I don't even know how to think about this. I think that any way that you go is just unfair, and I don't think that I feel bad for the people just now getting into the sport and witnessing Kyle Busch
and Brad Keselowski.
Yeah,
I feel like they're both in the same level because they're both about the same age. They both were dominant in their facet of the sport at a certain time. At the same time, had one of the best rivalries in NASCAR, and to watch them both at this level together is just, it's sad. It's sad.
It just feels disgusting.
It does.
You know?
I remember like growing up just turning on an Xfinity race on a random Saturday night, and you would see Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski duking it out for a win back in the day. Every weekend on an Xfinity weekend. Like, and then they'd go to Cup Series, and then they'd do the same again on Saturday or Sunday in the Cup Series. And then all the fights and feuds and like the personality, like they drove the sport so far forward between those two doing all the double dipping and triple dipping that they did, and now it's just like they can't. Yeah, it's just miserable, man.
Yep. I
All right,
agree.
let's do Michael McDowell and we could do both pretty much together here. McDowell and Carsovar, they're
Yeah.
both teammates. I'm gonna give McDowell a C minus. Very underwhelming. The one race it felt like he could win this year. Well, two races: Texas with the strategy call, and then got beat by Logano, and then obviously had the best car at Chicago. Would he have won that race without the throttle issues? Probably not. Maybe we'll never know. Felt like he had a faster car than SVG at the time. It's hard to say, but it feels like those were like the two moments you look back on, and then really, super speedways wasn't that fast this year. I mean, I don't know if it's a Spire thing. It's got to be, but it felt like with him bringing over, I think the worst. I think it was career suicide moving to Spire for Michael McDowell.
Yeah.
With
Oh
what
yeah.
he had
100%.
built at front row with Peterson as crew chief, like, and all the engineers and everything that he had there, they brought the whole team from what they were doing at front row, overachieving and threatening playoffs and winning races and being competitive on a weekly basis and being that underdog. They brought all of that to Spire, and it digressed. And not just digressed a little bit, a lot. C minus for him. And then for Josefar, just real quick, I'm gonna give him a B for this season because he had so many memorable moments. He's a future superstar. He was doing things in those Spire cars that nobody else was doing, and hasn't done ever in the history of that team, and probably will ever do in the future either. He's a superstar, and don't ever fucking change. Keep pissing people off. Keep being hosting cars for. Keep be doing it. B for hosting.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with everything Jay just said, including driver grades. Michael McDowell, career suicide, and Carson Hocevar had some incredible moments this year, and I think he's only going to get better for next year.
I'd say let's keep with the theme here, Tom. Eric Jones, Sean Hunter, Nemechek, both with the same team, Legacy Motor Club. They're looped in right there in points. Stats are very, very, very similar. I'm gonna give them both just a solid C. They had. I'm not. The reason I'm giving them a C is because they didn't have terrible seasons. There was a lot of good promise that we saw to those cars. We saw it especially towards the push towards the end of the season when we're getting close to the playoffs. There was a couple races there where Jones and Nemechek both ran in the top 5, top 6, top 7, looking like potential chances to maybe still win if cautions fell right or strategy fell right. I think Legacy's building something there. I think there's a lot of future progress you're going to be able to see out of this team. Like we said with RFK and Trackhouse being that team that's almost there to get to that elite level, this is the team that's like right below that. And so I feel like they got the right driver lineup. Now can they continue to build on a season like this and move it forward? That's the question going into 2026.
I think with Jimmy Johnson at the helm, yes, I think we do see that.
I agree.
I'm kind of impressed with Nemechek, given the circumstances of the team, equipment, etc., and getting back into the Cup Series with a new manufacturer, etc. Whatever. Eric Jones to me just seemed like he had a down year, to be honest with you. I think there was probably a little bit more desired. But I do think that, Jay, your grades are appropriate. I may put Nemechek a little higher than Jones, but if anything, it's so minimal. I think looping them together is absolutely acceptable.
Yeah, I agree. It's crazy. We went through a whole 36 races and they were separated by 1 point at the end of the year. That's just mind-boggling to me. That shows that it's a team thing. It's not a driver thing.
Yeah.
It means the drivers are pretty much on the same tier level. The teams are pretty much balanced. We come within 1 point.
Yeah.
Jones beat him in top 5s, but then Nemechek beat him in top 10s. So it's like crazy. Crazy how it came down to that. Let's go AJ Allmendinger. I don't even know what I wrote down. A D plus. Where was his memorable moments? He had a good run at the 600. Looked fast at the Roval for a little while. Paulie is dog shit. Let's be real. Dog shit. Probably one of the worst teams in the fucking grid. Not even. Really? What else? What other team's worse? D plus?
Yeah, look, man. I'm really going to attribute this team's performance based upon what we found out later in the season with Colleague switching to Ram.
Yeah.
and probably losing a lot of support from Chevrolet, and probably a lot of distractions too. Let's be honest, Kaulig was very focused on that Ram stuff when it first came out. So I think maybe part of that, why we didn't see a lot of Allmendinger, was because of some of the distractions. But here's what I will say: the crash out that he had at Phoenix at the final race of the season after blowing a tire and smacking the wall, absolutely valid. And I think there's something a little deeper than that. I think that just goes to show the kind of season he had, maybe even personally. Um, and I don't really blame him for that.
Alrighty. Then I think we should script these next two together too. Todd Gill and Zane Smith. Both race for the same team,
Yeah.
separated by 1 point, the same amount of top fives, same amount of top tens, and Gillen led one more lap than Zane. So it's like they're basically at the same fucking season. I gave the legacy guys a C because I felt like that's pretty much where their ceiling was for this year. I'm gonna give D pluses to the front row guys because I feel like their ceiling should be higher. They should hold themselves to a higher standard than legacy. And it felt like, yeah, they both sure had moments this year. I mean, I remember many races where Todd Gill and Zay Smith were kind of in the mix late or had those runs where you look up at the end of the day, top 10. Oh, well, cool, there's a top 10, you know? But it's like, maybe it's a lawsuit. I don't know. But losing McDowell, losing Peterson, and a lot of those engineers off that 34 team that went to Spire, I think there's a lot of things there that didn't feel right this year out of that team. And I'm going to give them both D pluses. We'll see what they can do next year and with this lawsuit result.
I just don't think there's a lot to be desired of from front row this year. They lost a lot. And lost a driver that I don't think Zane Smith could replace. I think Todd probably did the best he could with what he had, and Todd is the man for that team. And yeah, I'll do a D plus as well. Yeah.
Next one is Suarez. This is my first terrible grade. I'm going F minus with Suarez. And the reason is this motherfucker can't hold a brake pedal to save his life, dude. How many times this year did we see him wreck somebody because he couldn't hold a goddamn brake pedal to the fucking floorboards, dude? Fucking did it to Zilly at Coda. I mean, fucking Zilly had this wreck missed, and then Suarez just lets off the brake and slams right into him. There was another race this year, too. I can't even remember it at this point. It's fucking irrelevant. But there's another race, too, where he did the same fucking thing, let off the fucking brake pedal and rammed into somebody's asshole and ruined their day, too. I mean, this guy is an irrelevant joke. He has a rookie teammate who hadn't seen an oval till he comes over to the United States of America like 18 fucking months ago and gets absolutely shit on by his teammate all year long. Couldn't even hold a candlelight to the lighting that fucking SVG brings. What an absolute joke this Daniel Suarez guy is. The fact that he has a ride next year is absolutely pitiful, and we'll get to that here in a minute with another driver grade that I got. But this is pathetic, dude. This is pathetic. This man literally made a career out of being nothing. Nothing. And here he is just still milking it till the end. Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah. Disgrace. You suck.
I concur.
What a joke.
Everything he said, I concur.
Yeah. Yeah. That Coda wreck, I'll never forgive him for that. Never. Never. The next one was Recchi. This was the other driver that was non-gradable for me because why the fuck did this motherfucker not take 75K and just do it for the fans, bro? Like, could we? If I came across a lot of money, you know what? If I had $75,000 just disposable income laying around, I would give it to Recchi Roundhouse and I'd tell him to get in another fight. And he didn't do nobody was willing to pay that money for him and get him in another fight. If Recchi ain't swinging, then Recchi ain't nothing. You know, it's that old saying. If Roundhouse ain't swinging, Roundhouse ain't there. He had one moment. What was it? That race was it Kentucky or Iowa or where the hell were we when him and where he waits around for Host and Carsovar and then he just bitched out and left and it looked like he wanted to fight him. It never happened and whatever. Irrelevant, non-gradable, man.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about this, to be honest with you. I don't. You can change the name of the team to, you know, Sesame Street Gang, and it still wouldn't make a difference. You know, I mean, you could change it to God's left hand or God's right hand, you know, and it still wouldn't make a difference. I don't know. What do you freaking say about it? It's like the next drivers we're going to go over. What are we even talking about?
Yeah, exactly. The rest of this will go pretty short. There's a few things I do want to say though. First off, Justin Haley, giving him an F. This has got to be the most neutered man in America right now. The most neutered man in all of NASCAR. This motherfucker got replaced with a DEI hire, dude. What is happening with your life? This guy stinks. Dude, what happened? Like, what is happening? How do you let this happen? This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my god, dude.
F.
Dude, can you imagine getting replaced by a DEI hire, bro? That's crazy.
How many races did he run? I don't even remember in this year.
Dude, honestly, a couple of these guys down here, I honestly forgot that they even were in the freaking Cup Series. I'm not gonna lie. We'll get to a couple of them here, but yeah, that's crazy. Did he even run the full season? After damn week, I didn't even know he was on the track. Cole Custer, F, irrelevant. Honestly, I didn't even know he was in the Cup Series until the race before the playoffs at Daytona when he was like in the lead for like 100 yards. I honestly forgot he was even in the field. Like there was one week they were scrolling through like maybe Michigan or something, and he got lapped, and I was like, wait, what fucking car is that? And I'm all looking at it. I'm like, wait, Stuart Haas is still in NASCAR? And then I started thinking about it. I was like, oh no, that's right. They fucking kept one of the charters. And then I was like, wait, who's driving that car? And then I look up and it's Custer, and I'm like, I thought that motherfucker was gone. Like I thought he was still in the Xfinity series. I was like, this is mind numbing. What the hell is going on right now? You know, like F, irrelevant, dude.
Yeah, F. There's just nothing to say here. There's no substance here. It's just an F.
Oh man. Well, the next guy is Ty Dillon, and this is probably the best grade out of all these.
Yeah.
I'm giving him a C plus because of the freaking amazing run he had in the in-season tournament. Let's be real, guys. For like 6 weeks in the middle of fucking July, we're talking about Ty Dillon. Talk about keeping yourself relevant. That's how you don't get replaced by a DEI hire. Take notes, ladies and gentlemen. You make a run in the in-season tournament. You straight up make a run to the finals in the in-season tournament. And shit, dude. Can you imagine if he won that damn thing? They'd have been putting statues up in Welcome, North Carolina right now, and he'd have been the hero of the damn small city there, bro. Like, you're telling me that this guy wouldn't, like, makes a run at the in-season tournament. Can you fucking believe that, dude? Absolutely unbelievable. And the way he did it, dude. Every matchup he had, it was the underdog. And somehow, by the grace of God, it was like seeing Jesus coming out of the sky and just hoisting that 10 car in front of the other guy that he was. Miracles can't happen.
I honestly think he deserves better than that, Jay. I think he deserves.
You're right. I might be undergrading him here.
I think he deserves a B, honestly. And let's talk about it. A Colic car, with all the distractions that they had this year, the in-season tournament, and really just the in-season tournament. Let's just talk about the in-season tournament. If it was just the in-season tournament, A plus. You know, that was the most impressive thing I've seen in years. And so, I mean, to factor in the rest of the season, I think a B is appropriate, at least, in my opinion. I think that incredible.
That's a grade I can't argue with, honestly. I can't. I mean, I guess the next one we'll go to the gag man himself, Noah Gragson. What, dude? Again, just like I said with Cole Custer, I fucking forgot he was in there. I thought he was still banned for the George Floyd tweet he did like 2 years ago. I forgot he was even in the Cup Series. I was lost when I saw him on the thing. Like the only thing that was relevant of him this year was that Sora AI thing talking about the gag man wrecking half the field at Road America in an Xfinity race 3 years ago. That was the only thing that made him relevant. I mean, and then the other thing that made him relevant wasn't that one rain delay when he had that air blower or whatever, that leaf blower, and he had it between his legs, and they're talking about how Mark Martin had one, and he's like, yeah, he had one, but mine's bigger. And I'm like, well, spit it out, bud. It ain't yours. And you know, like, what the hell was he doing? Where was Lionel Jackson, the gag man this year, dude? Irrelevant.
I think the most desperate attempt that I saw out of him this year to stay relevant was that he bought 2 camping spots right next to me at the October Talladega race. And he brought a whole production crew down there and was playing cornhole and drinking beer with people. Well, not with people, just one group of people. Everyone else was not allowed to go over there. Like, they were telling people, stay in your campgrounds, don't come over here. You know, like
that, or like him not listening to that video where he's like next to his engineer at Phoenix, and Sydney Sweeney's in the driver's meeting, and he just blows him off and goes straight to Sydney Sweeney, and he pulls down his like vest and everything. He's got his fucking chest hairs hanging out. I'm like, you're a fucking clown, dude. I like the guy, dude. I think he's great for fucking NASCAR, but he's like the only reason he's there is because his family is like stupid freaking loaded rich, man. Like he's one of those pay to be there guys, you know. But he's got enough personality where he can probably make a good 10-year career out of this. But yeah, it was irrelevant.
Yeah,
it doesn't surprise me one bit. Buying camp spots just to play some freaking cornhole. Let's see. I got people in the chat. See, I don't know who Numerous is, but he says J-Mac is my hero. J-Mac is a champion. Shout out to low key J-Max. I'm guessing these are somebody that I play 2K with. That's the only thing I can assume. And he's the last one to even look at the chat. No, I usually don't look at the chat. Not when we're in a debated, heated conversation. I guess we got 2 more drivers to go through, so we'll go through them real quick. Riley Herbst, F. Again, family's loaded, stupid, rich. Only reason he's there. This dude's has Monster Energy girls follow him around like little groupies. And the dude's like, I mean, what else is there to say? That's the only thing that makes him relevant. That's the only way he gets camera time, is because the camera follows him around with his little freaking Monster Energy girl groupies who follow him around like he's their daddy or something. Like, that's it. That's the only relevance he has, Tom. Why is this guy even in NASCAR? What has he done? He had one mediocre year in Xfinity, one semi-mediocre year where he won, 2 races? And then they think he's ready for a full-time cup ride? Again, a third startup team with a team that's pretty decent to begin. Like, what are we doing, man? What is NASCAR becoming, bro?
Pay to drive. F.
That's what I gave him. F. And then the last one, Cody Ware. This is a hard one to judge because, again, nepotism. And the equipment he's in is quite frankly just absolute dog shit. It is. I mean, it is. It is. Let's be honest. It's absolute fucking dog shit. It's the worst Ford team on the grid. I guess the reason I'm giving him a D and not an F is because of 2 things. One is he didn't really cause a lot of shit this year. I mean,
he had that massive hit at Chicago. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb. Yeah. And but there was never, like, sure, they couldn't put a fucking tire on his car to save his life. How many DNFs did he have this year because his crew couldn't put a fucking tire on a lug nut on a car? I mean, how many times did you see a tire fall off on this guy? That's out of his control.
Yeah.
And then number 2 is he didn't beat up a girlfriend this year. So I feel like that earns him some brownie points. He didn't end up on one of those
I don't know.
Paradise County fucking jailing Baylor boards.
For me, why are we continuing to put bronze wheels on such an ugly ass car? It's so ugly.
It's awful.
If you're gonna know that you're gonna finish last every race and in the points every year, at least try on the freaking wrap.
Dude, I don't even like Arby's, but I don't even like Arby's even more now because of every week he had a freaking Arby's car, dude. Like, who the hell's eating at Arby's because Cody Ware represents your brand? Nobody's eating at Arby's, bro. They got these new. That's another thing. These new steak nuggets at Arby's. Who the hell is going to Arby's to get steak, bro? If you're getting steak at Arby's, if you get freaking sick from that, I mean, I feel like you're walking into your own grave right there. I don't know.
Here's the thing about Arby's. It really says something about your business when the only reason why your business's name is Spoke is to give somebody that nickname. I mean, you're just on a different level.
Yeah. Oh man, you're just asking to get abused behind a Wendy's parking lot.
Yeah, getting disrespected behind a Wendy's.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Facts, bro. Facts. Oh man. Yeah, those are all the full-time drivers. We're not going to spend any time grading any of the other drivers that are part-time. Just a waste of our time, waste of your time. If you guys agree or disagree with our rankings, I would like to hear those in the chat after this podcast. Tell us we're idiots. Tell us we're right. Tell us we're wrong. Call us slurs, whatever you guys want to do. I don't really care. But this is where you're going to get the honest grades, guys. You're going to go listen to some other podcast and they're going to blow smoke up your ass and tell you your driver's the best driver in the series. They're going to tell you everything's fine. We're not going to tell you that. We're going to tell you the honest truth. That's what we did here tonight. Get better or get worse. I don't know. I don't give a shit. I ain't going to lose no sleep over it. Put the copious notes down. All right. Let's go to. We do have a race this weekend, by the way, guys. We haven't even touched on that yet. We'll end the podcast off with that. This weekend is the third running of the Las Vegas Grand Prix for Formula One. My pick this week, Tom. I'm just gonna go straight into it. I'm going a Mercedes heavy week. They were absolutely dominant last year. I'm gonna go George Russell repeats, and then I'm gonna go Antonelli as my dark horse this weekend. This is a track that fits those Mercedes cars really well. They're really good in the straight line. This is the longest straight line in any course that they run on all season long, going down the Las Vegas Boulevard down the strip. I find it hard to believe that anybody's going to have anything to be able to combat what Mercedes is going to do this weekend. I feel like Mercedes is on top. The racing fan in me wants to take them for Verstappen, but they have to rebuild a car before Brazil. It's not a good sign. It's hard for me to pick them this weekend. We've seen glimpses out of Ferrari, but Ferrari this year has really kind of played an opposite of what they normally do. I mean, they usually turn up at the end of the year, but they really haven't. I mean, they have some speed, but they're not good enough. I love my Ferrari fans. I love you guys to death. You guys crack me up on a daily basis, but at some point, man, you guys just got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, I am a clown. I'm a freaking clown. But the best part about the internet is it exposes all you guys. And you might not know nobody's watching or listening or reading what you're posting, but I am. I'm there. Trust me. I see all. I'm like Santa. I'm like Santa Claus of motorsports, bro. I see it all. I see all you guys. You're all on the naughty list. And you guys are going to get a good, fast dose of that for the 12 days of motorsports this year. But I digress. I'm going George Russell this week, and I think he repeats at Vegas. I think that those Mercedes cars qualify up front, probably 1-2. And like I said, George Russell's the best B driver in Formula One at the moment. There's nobody better than him. You can't even question it in my brain. And if he has a car that's capable of winning, he will win the race. If he has a car capable of finishing second, he will finish second. So I think it's a great pick to pick him this weekend. Again, my racing heart wants me to pick Verstappen. Can't happen. The biggest question going in this weekend, Tom, does McLaren have their fall apart weekend? This is the last wild card on the schedule. Is this the weekend where McLaren finds trouble, doesn't get any points, and lets Max Verstappen climb back into this? We're about to find out this weekend.
Yeah, I do agree with you on the Mercedes deal, but this is the one weekend where Max has It's the last chance for Max to do something. Really is. We need woes out of McLaren. We need a win out of Verstappen. And this is the weekend to do it. I'm going to be there in full support for Verstappen. I think that to save Formula One, Verstappen needs to win. And I'm I'll I just hope it's a possibility. If it's any good juju or whatever, I'm choosing Verstappen as a favorite. Um, and I'm hoping that um they can bring him a good car. Jay, you were saying something that if they bring him a first place car, he's going to finish first place. If they bring him a second place car, he's going to finish second place. I think with Verstappen at this point in time, you bring him a fifth place car, he's going to win the race.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I think that just Verstappen is just godlike when it comes to driving cars. But a lot of things need to go right this weekend. A lot. And I'm just showing my support. I really think that a McLaren championship would just be so freaking cringe and just I honestly feel like it's illegitimate. I just feel like it's illegitimate. There's so many things that happened this year that they screwed over Piastri with and gave it to Norris that it's just disgusting, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
And then with my dark horse, I am going to go with Mercedes. This has been my underdog all year long. It's Antonelli. I'm sticking with Antonelli. I'm really excited to see what he can do. I'm really excited for next year with this guy. And hopefully he can, do something cool this weekend. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I just can't picture myself living in a world with Lando Norris holding a trophy with Zach.
God. Oh. And Andrea Stella nowhere to be seen.
Nowhere
because everybody's so focused on Zach Brown.
Zach Brown.
Joke.
I guess, yeah. It'll be nice when 2025 is over for F1 because then we could start the new era of F1 in 2026 with coming in with Cadillac
and new regs
and the new Ford with Red Bull, the new regs. Like next year is going to be insane,
fun,
and just gotta get through the rest of this year. But that's all I've got for this podcast, Tom. Is there anything else you want to add? Oh, well, we're running out of time. It's already 8. Never mind. I was gonna say maybe next week we'll talk a little bit about the NASCAR lawsuit. I did have some things I wanted to say, but we went pretty far into these driver grades, so we'll save that for next week because we'll have some stuff we probably want to talk about there. Fun podcast. I feel like we gave pretty good grades. I feel like for most people that deserved them.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Numerist. Thanks for chit in the chat. I didn't read it. My bad. But thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let us know again in the comments if you agree or disagree with our NASCAR rankings for this year's 2025 season. Got some more of these coming up. We'll have an F1 one here at the end of the F1 season. That'll be fun as well to do. And more Tuesday podcasts. Next week is episode 150, Tom. Can't believe that. In the 150.
Jeez.
So we'll be back next Tuesday to preview the F1 race at Vegas and then recap the Vegas F1 race. We'll talk a little bit about the lawsuit, more news, probably some other topics we'll talk about as well. Probably be a shorter podcast next week, but we'll get some more good off-season content. If you guys want to follow us more, all of our social medias are on the screen below, as well as links are in the description for you guys to go follow us and support us. Also in the link in the descriptions is to our merch store. Go buy some Digga Boys swag. We got hoodies, beanies, sweaters, sweatshirts, all kinds of good, awesome Digga Boys merch. Go get swagged out, represent the boys, and all those proceeds continue to help us make better content for you guys. Also down below is a link to our Discord. Come join the best race community on the internet. All the news, drama, rumors, memes, AI glitchiness, all you Ferrari retards that I need to start. That's another chat we need to start posting here, Tom. We need to create a Ferrari fan of the week chat in our Discord. And every time I see some stupid Ferrari shit, I'm posting it in there every time so everybody could see it. All right, I'll make a note of that and we'll see if we can get that channel made because you guys have to see what I see. Actually, we'll just, instead of naming it the Ferrari fan of the week, we'll just name it fan of the week and we'll just post all the stupid fan shit that we find in that channel.
I'm good with that.
Let's do that. Yeah, we'll put that like in the community part at the podcast. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. And if you guys find stuff too, post it in there because, man, It's fun to jump into these fans' inner circles with all these different drivers and teams and see the shit that they're saying. Because they think they're in a little safe space in the little bubble with their little security blankets. But we see you, and we will expose you. All right. You guys have a great rest of your week. And we'll see y'all next Tuesday. Have a good one.